Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Wanted to jump on here and make a second video. Just a lot of stuff that came out over the weekend. And right now my Saturdays are pretty booked full. So I wanted to make a second video. Wanted to talk about some stuff as we sit here just a couple of weeks away from spring practice for the 2025 season. What are your eyes on? I think one of the most interesting storylines is what does this offensive line look like in 2025? You know, it reminds me a lot of the secondary for different reasons, but a lot of the secondary last year, just a complete overhaul, completely different talent. It reminds me, obviously, of the wide receiver room this season, right? It's been a veteran group. It's been one of those weird things where, you know, we knew Nico was going to take over in 2024. Was he going to be that guy? Was he going to lead us to the promised land, SEC championship, national championship, 10-2, and a college football playoff run for a redshirt freshman? I think is pretty good. Can they take a step in 2025? I don't know. And that was part of the conversation because he had a veteran bunch. Right, he had a veteran bunch on that offensive line. He talked about how important it was to have Cooper Mays at center, and then you had veteran guards, veteran tackles, and not only that, but you had guys that had played a lot of football, like Dane Davis, that kind of rotated into the game. Jackson Lampley, just a lot of veteran guys on that offensive line. So the question was, could Nico come in as a young guy and lead us to the promised land, or does he need a year of experience under his belt going into 2025? But then you have an overhaul on the offensive line. Now we got a couple of 5 stars at tackle. What does the interior look like? One of the questions was Andrej Karic. Would he get that extra year of eligibility? It has been denied. What does that mean for this offensive line? We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it, but I need you guys to do the YouTube stuff for me real quick. Smash the thumbs up down here below the video. It's quick, free, and easy, and it helps the channel. If you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We don't pretend to be that. What we are is exactly what you guys are. We are fans. We don't break news around here. We talk about the news. We speculate for the fans, by the fans. If you like it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video live every Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Yes, we play EA Sports College Football. You can come on tonight, 6:30, challenge me head to head, or you can just hang out in the chat. We talk Tennessee football all night long. Tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Come hang out. Let's go take a look at the article. VolQuest.com, not behind the paywall. Brent Hubbs broke the news over the weekend. Again, a lot of speculation about this. Would Andrej Karic get that extra year of eligibility? And I think it would have been important. I think it would have been big for this offensive line to have him return on the interior, give you some depth more than anything else, give you some competition. But Andrej Karic off to the NFL. Tennessee's offensive line makeover highlights spring ball. Yeah, I mean, what are your talking points? Jump in the comment section right now. First, you can attack it with a GBO if you don't want to jump in the conversation. But what is the position group that you're watching the most this spring, that you're most anticipating, excited to see? Because it's got to be, for me, it's got to be that offensive line, and it's got to be that wide receiver group. We got to see what those are going to look like if Nico in this offense is going to take a step in 2025. Says it's official. Left guard Andrej Karic's college football career is over. Karic has signed with an agent. VolQuest is confirmed and will seek to make an NFL roster. Said Karic appealed for another year of eligibility based on playing just a handful of snaps in a 5th game in the 2023 season against Kentucky before he was injured. Now, this is kind of a joke to me. He played in, I think, that Kentucky game, which put him over the 4 games. I think in that Kentucky game, I think he played 5 snaps. If I'm not, I mean, that's coming off the top of my head. I'm not 100% sure on that. But he ran out of eligibility because of a 5th game in 2023 against Kentucky before he was injured, where he played a handful of snaps. Now, let's talk about the guys that have played the most years of college football. Cam McCormick at Miami played 9 seasons. 9 seasons. Kyle Pugh at Northern Illinois played 8 seasons. We see all kinds of waivers. We see the extra year for COVID. We see medical red shirts. We see all these different exceptions to the rule. And I get it. There are rules in place. The rules got to be followed. But why are so many exceptions made to the rule? Now we're seeing the JUCO guys, right? If you went the JUCO route, you're going to get an extra year, maybe 2 years of eligibility because of what Diego Pavia has done at Vanderbilt. So why is going the JUCO route give you an extra year or 2 of eligibility, but Andrej Karic plays a handful of snaps against Kentucky, and he does not get that waiver approved? Says Karic's appeal was denied, and instead of seeking litigation, again, could have gone the Diego Pavia route, could have went after the NCAA, probably would have won, probably would be coming back for 2025. But Andrej Karic says enough is enough. He's moving on. He played in 5 games in 2023 after transferring from Texas. Played and started all 13 games last season, helping Dylan Sampson set the single-season all-time rushing record at Tennessee. With Karic's departure, Tennessee is losing their offensive interior for the 2024 season with Cooper Mays, Javonte Spraggins both out of eligibility. Tennessee now returns one starting offensive lineman from a season ago in Lance Hurd at left tackle. So again, does that concern you? You know, it's eerily similar to the wide receiver group, a veteran bunch, right? Cooper Mays, Javonte Spraggins, John Campbell, veteran bunch of guys, Dane Davis, Jackson Lampley. We want to talk about how Glenn Ellerby can't develop the young guys. We're not seeing this young talent. Where are they at? Why is he young? Why are the young guys not playing? Well, maybe because Cooper Mays is the leader of this football team. It was similar to the wide receiver room. Why can't Mike Matthews get on the field? Well, maybe because Brew McCoy plays the same position. Can Mike Matthews beat out Brew McCoy? We talk about going to the transfer portal. Why are we going to the portal for guys? You want to play the young guys? Do you want to go to the portal? Did we strike out in the portal? Did we find the right fixes in the portal? Eerily similar between the wide receiver group and the offensive line. I'm ready to see some of these young guys, see what they can do in this offense. Again, it says Tennessee returns one starting offensive lineman in Lance Hurd. Offensive line coach Glenn Ellerby took two interior offensive linemen in the portal, Wendell Moy Jr., also Notre Dame transfer Sam Pendleton. As for the third interior offensive lineman, Tennessee will turn to the high school ranks. Are you excited about seeing this youth movement, seeing some young blood? We saw what happened in the secondary when we had the mass exodus of guys. We got some fresh blood in there. Secondary all of a sudden plays some pretty good football. Young guys on the roster, William Satterwhite, Max Anderson, Jesse Perry will compete at the guard center positions along with Shamrod Umarov and Aiden Bussell. Vols enter spring practice number 5 with Josh Heupel in 2 weeks. We're going to kick things off on March the 7th, leading into the Orange and White game. We're going to do a Talkin VAWLS hangout again, G10 parking garage down there at the Orange and White game. Should be a lot of fun. So what does this offensive line look like in 2025? And again, you got 2 5-star offensive tackles. 2 5-star offensive tackles in Lance Hurd. A guy, I mean, that was you talk about blue chip. We want to see blue chip prospects. We are going to have blue chip prospects on the offensive line from left to right. Lance Hurd was a 5-star prospect coming out of high school, top 25 guy, 4th best offensive tackle in the country. Lance Hurd, you know, we talk about Coach J and that magical word of growth. Coach J wants to see growth from 24 to 25. Who needs to grow more than anybody? Lance Hurd. And I thought Lance Hurd played better as the year went on. He needs to take a step in spring camp, in fall camp. He needs to be in shape and ready to go when 2025, when the season kicks off. But that's a 5-star tackle. David Sanders coming in to play right tackle. Does he get that starting job? Coach J also brought up a good question on the live stream last week. Man, if you missed that Wednesday night live, go back and give it a watch. A lot of fun conversations about this roster going into spring camp. But he said, Boogie, let me ask you a question. He said, what would you say if Bennett Warren beat out David Sanders? You guys ever watch Jocko Willink? I would say good, because that means that Bennett Warren has shown some growth. Bennett Warren has some experience, and that gives David Sanders time to mature, grow, get used to this offense. Don't want to have to rely on a freshman, but if we do, he's a blue chip 5-star prospect. So what does the interior of the offensive line look like? And again, William Satterwhite, blue chip guy, 4-star prospect, ranked inside the on 300. Max Anderson, also just ranked right outside 318th nationally, according to the On3 industry rankings. Another 4-star prospect. We talk about Shamrod Umarov, another 4-star prospect, again ranked just outside the on 300. You went to the transfer portal. You added some guys that have experience in Sam Pendleton. 6'4", 310 pounds from Notre Dame, played in 13 games this past season. So he's got that experience, but he still has 3 years of eligibility left. The same for Wendell Moy Jr. Started in 27 games for Arizona, but still has some eligibility left. Both of those guys have really good pro football focused pass blocking grades. I think if you can protect Nico, I think this offense is only going to be better in 2025. So, again, there's going to be some competition, man, but I think left to right, you are going to see Lance Hurd. I think you're going to see Wendell Moy Jr. You're going to see William Satterwhite. You're going to see Pendleton, and I think it's going to be David Sanders that ultimately ends up starting at that right tackle position. What do you think? What are your thoughts on the eligibility being denied for Andres Karic? He is going to try to make it to the NFL, maybe somewhere else. We'll see what ends up with his career. Would have liked to have him back for one more year, but what are your thoughts on this offensive line heading into 2025? Can they be better than they were in 2024? Some young talent, again, William Satterwhite, Max Anderson, Shamrod Umarov, Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Come hang out tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. We'll talk about it all. We'll talk about the video from earlier today. Danny White is not happy with the Tennessee-Nebraska series getting canceled. Go back, give that a watch. We'll talk about Andres Karic. We'll talk about spring camp just 2 weeks away. Smash the thumbs up. Jump in the comment section. Go check out the Talkin VAWLS merch. You can also support the channel by becoming a member. All the links to do all that are in the description below. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.